Good morning, children. I hope all are fine and safe by the grace of God. Today, I welcome you all to Science Online class. The topic is water. Water is one of the nature's precious gift to mankind. Water is the basic necessity for the functioning of all life forms that exist on earth. Children, can you imagine a life on earth without water? Yes, it is very impossible to imagine life on earth without water. Not only human beings, all the living organism present on earth depends on water only. Water helps to regulate the temperature of our planet. The universal solvent. Water is the universal solvent. It is one of the major resources we have on this planet Earth. It makes almost 70% of the earth is covered with water. How much? 70% of our earth is covered with water. Same way, when you see the water in the human body, brain consists of 75% of water, heart consists of 79% of water, blood consists of 83% of water. Without water, we cannot imagine our life on earth. Children, where do we get water from? As we said, water is life. It is the most precious, essential, and important resource that makes life possible. Water is useful for us in multiple ways in our daily life. And we get water from different water resources present in our surroundings. Example, we can say wells, canals, tanks, ponds, rivers, and water tanks. These are the main sources of water present in our surroundings. Where and how water is found on earth? We have studied in the second term itself, water exists in three forms. What are they? Solid, liquid, and vapor. We all know that water exists in three forms. What are they, children? Solid, liquid, and gas. Same way, when we see in nature, solid form of water, we can say example ice. It is present in icebergs and ice caps on top of all tall mountains, glaciers, and polar regions. Liquid, example water. It is present in oceans, seas, lakes, rivers, and even underground. Gaseous form of water, we can say example vapor. Water vapor is present in the air around us. Availability of water. Quantity of water. Availability means quantity of water. Children, from the beginning itself we said 3/4 of the earth's surface is occupied by water, and among that 97% of water present on the earth is found in seas and oceans. Sea water, we all know that it is very salty, but the water what we are using for our daily purpose is not salty. We can say this water as fresh water. Where we can get this fresh water, children? We can get fresh water from ponds, puddles, rivers, tube wells and taps at home. Now we see the percentage of water present on earth. From the pie chart, 97% of the water is saline water. Only 3% is the fresh water available on earth. And also that too in the form of ice caps, polar ice caps and glaciers. The distribution of the totally available 3% of fresh water is present like this. Polar ice caps and glaciers 68.7%, groundwater 30.1%, and other sources of water 0.9%, surface water 0.3%. Children, the distribution of total 0.3% of surface water is present like this. Surface water means the water present on the ground. Lakes 87%, rivers 2%, swamps 11%. So we have a very little small amount of fresh water available for human usage. So we have to maintain that means for the future use we have to conserve the water, preserve the water for future use. So that is very, very essential. That also it is very, very important that each and every human being present on the earth should preserve water for the future generation. From this picture you can understand the sources. What are the sources, children? Rain is the main source of water. We all know that. And usage, and also you can see the water cycle. Now we see about the composition of water. We all know that water is a transparent, tasteless, colorless and odorless liquid. It is a chemical substance. It is composed of 2 atoms of hydrogen combined with 1 atom of oxygen. So from that we can say the molecular formula of water is H2O. The molecular formula of water is H2O. Children, the physical composition of water changes from place to place. It can be clear or cloudy, oxygenated or not very oxygenated, and it can be fresh or salty. Children, the amount of salt water is termed as salinity. The amount of salt in water is termed as salinity. Based on this, we can divide the water into 3 types. One is the fresh water, second one brackish water, and sea water. Fresh water contains 0.05 percentage to 1 percentage of salt, only very less amount of salt. And brackish water contains up to 3 percentage of salt. And sea water contains more than 3 percentage of salt. So, the ocean water is composed of many chemical substances like the salts. We can say the salts like sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, and calcium chloride. Already we have studied in the second term, the freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius and the boiling point of water is 100 degree Celsius. Each and every year, March 22nd is observed as the World Water Day. When is the World Water Day celebrated? On 22nd March. Water cycle. Due to the heat of the sun, the water present on the earth's surface evaporates into the atmosphere. The water vapor in the atmosphere forms clouds. From the clouds, water falls on the earth in the form of rain or snow. It is a natural process. By that, water gets renewed, so that only we are having water on earth continuously, children. This is called a water cycle. It is a continuous process. It involves 3 stages. They are evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. It is also called the hydrological cycle. By seeing the picture itself, you can understand what is evaporation. Evaporation is nothing but by the continuous heat of the sun, the water from the oceans, lakes, ponds, and rivers evaporates. That is called evaporation. Condensation. Water vapor which enters into the atmosphere by evaporation. How it enters, children? Into the atmosphere by evaporation only. The water vapor enters into the atmosphere. They move upward with air and it gets cooled and changes into tiny water droplets. So they form clouds in the sky. Precipitation. The millions of tiny droplets combine with one another and they form a larger droplets. When the air around the clouds is cool, these drops of water fall in the form of snow or rain. Like this, we are getting rain. Transpiration. The evaporation of water on the earth's surface is called a water cycle. In the same way, the evaporation or the loss of water from the aerial parts of a plant is known as transpiration. How it evaporates from the aerial part of a plant? That also in a vapor form. There is a continuous cycling of water and it exists in 3 forms in nature. Water exists in 3 forms, we all know that. Water evaporating from lakes, rivers and oceans are in the form of gaseous state. And rainwater forms the liquid state. Snow on mountains and polar ice caps forms the solid state. These 3 states occur in nature They only keep the total amount of water on the earth constant, even when the whole world is using it. Natural sources of fresh water. It exists in three forms. They are surface water, frozen water, groundwater. First we see about surface water. Surface water is nothing but it is present on the surface of the earth. Example, rivers, lakes, ponds, streams. Frozen water, water present in the frozen form as we see in the polar ice caps and glaciers are called frozen water. Children, a larger portion of water, that is 68.7% of the total available fresh water is in frozen form. Groundwater, it is the water present beneath the earth's surface, that is present in soil. How we can obtain this water, children? We can obtain this water through springs, open wells, tube wells or hand pumps, etc. The Himalayas. When we say about the Himalayas, we can see or we can think about the ice caps. Yes, the Himalayas contain ice caps, icebergs and glaciers. Children, more than 10 rivers of Asia's largest rivers flow from the Himalayas only. And more than 1 billion of people's livelihoods depend on those rivers only. When we see about the aquatic animals, during winter season, water in the lakes and ponds in the cold countries will be frozen and a solid layer of ice is formed on the surface of water. But still, aquatic animals living under the ice do not die. How? That is because the floating layer of ice acts as a protective coat and doesn't permit heat to escape from water. So, as the water at the surface turns to ice, it allows the existence of aquatic animals. Conservation of water. That is to preserve water for future use. Why we should preserve? Because there is no change in the total amount of water available on the earth. It remains the same. But the water what we are using for plants, animals and man is decreasing day by day. It is called the scarcity of water. It is called the scarcity of water. So daily we are using a large amount of water. So by that it results in the scarcity of water. What are the reasons for the scarcity of water? The main reasons for scarcity of water, one is population explosion, second one uneven distribution of rainfall, decline of groundwater table, pollution of water, careless use of water. Now we see first population explosion. That is nothing but day by day there is a rapid increase in population. So it results in the scarcity of water. Uneven distribution of rainfall. Children, on the earth we are having difference in rainfall. When you take Rajasthan, it gets very little amount of rainfall. The rainfall present in each and every place is different. So it results in the uneven distribution. That means in one place we are getting large amount of rain. In some places they don't get rain at all. So this results in the uneven distribution of rainfall. Decline of groundwater table. Due to increase in population, increase in industries and irrigation, the water level in many parts of the country is declining, that it is going low because we are using more water. Pollution of water, it occurs when harmful substances like chemicals or microorganisms, and also sometimes even people throw waste in water bodies and they pollute it. Because of that also scarcity of water exists. And the last one is careless use of water. Same way for this also we should say the increase in population results in the increase of water scarcity. So we have to use water very carefully. That means we should not waste water. When we are not using, we should close the tap tightly so that it results in the careful use of water. We are not supposed to waste the water. Children, we should take steps to prevent scarcity of water. Otherwise, it is impossible for organisms to live on earth. The only method of preventing scarcity of water is conservation of water. Saving water for the future generation is very, very important. How we can save water? By using water carefully and in a limited way. So by following this, we can conserve water for the future generation. Methods of water conservation. We can follow two methods to conserve water. First one, water management, and second one, rainwater harvesting. First we see about water management. In that, first one, we should bring awareness to the people about the bad effects of throwing waste into the water bodies. Second one, recycling of water by separating the pollutants. We can recycle the polluted water and we can use it. And third one, minimizing the use of chemical fertilizers in agriculture. so that by following this we can reduce the pollution of underground water. Fourth one, controlling deforestation. That means we should not cut trees. And last one, we should follow drip irrigation and sprinkler irrigation in agriculture. By following this, we can use lesser amount of water for irrigation. Rainwater harvesting. Direct collection and use of rainwater is called rainwater harvesting. We should collect the rainwater and use it for our daily purpose. And it involves two types. One is the collecting water from where it falls. Second one, collecting flowing rainwater. We said there are two types of rainwater harvesting. First one is collecting water from where it falls. For example, we can say collecting water from the rooftops of the houses or buildings, and also all the outlets from the buildings are connected through pipes to an underground tank which stores water, and it serves the purpose of recharging wells and borewells. We are connecting all the outlets from the houses through the pipe to the underground pit. From that, by doing this, so we can increase the groundwater level. Second one, collecting flowing rainwater. Example, collecting rainwater by constructing ponds. We can store the water, the rainwater. By constructing ponds, we can store it for our future use. Importance of water. First we see in human body. Up to 60% of the human adult body is made up of water. Our body uses water in all its cells, organs, and tissues. Water helps to regulate the body temperature and maintain other bodily functions. Our human body requires 2 to 3 liters of water per day for the proper functioning of our body. Water helps in digestion of food, and it helps in the removal of toxins from the body. Second, we see about the domestic importance of water. Water, that is water used for indoor and outdoor household purposes. That is all the things we do at home. What are they? Drinking, preparing food, bathing, washing clothes and dishes, brushing your teeth, watering the garden, keeping houses and common places clean. For this purpose, daily we need water. In agriculture, water is also essential, very essential for the healthy growth of farm crops and farm stock and is used in the manufacture of many products. When you take industry, they depend on water at all levels of production. It is used as a material, a solvent, and for generating electricity. Water distribution and treatment system. We know that children water is distributed by local bodies. The purpose of distribution is to deliver water to consumers with appropriate quality, quantity, and pressure. Where do they get water? They get water from river, lake, and groundwater that is treated and distributed. When you say water treatment, it is the process that improves the quality of water to make it to appropriate for a specific end use. Children, in some other countries they are buying water because there is no water in those countries, so they are buying water. In our country, we are having water. The only need is to save water for the future generation. So, we have to use water in a minimizing way so that we can save water for our future generation.